This is the introductory video to making a C trumpet out of a B flat trumpet. The trumpet that we're going to be working with is an Olds Ambassador. I don't know if I'll focus on that or not. A little bit. It's hard to read. Olds Ambassador from the late 50s, early 60s are the best ones to use. The ones into the 70s do okay. They're pretty much the same. I think the quality of the horn itself started going down. But the older Ambassadors from Olds has really good quality materials. And you don't get that too much anymore. That little ring in the bell. That's one of the reasons this thing has such a fantastic sound once you get it turned into a C trumpet. It has the brilliance that you're looking for. We're going to go through the process of taking this thing apart, and we're going to try to minimize the amount of work that we have to put into this. This is going to be a basic conversion, simplest things to do and the reason to do them. For instance, we're going to reuse some of these slides for other slide tubes. Third valve slides work for the right length for the tuning slides. So I'm going to take those off and use them here and here. These first valve ones are right lengths for the third valve slides. So I'll take them off and just put them straight back on the horn on this side for the third valve slides. And then I'll take the pieces that I'm left over with here and make new tubes for here and new tubes for here. And then we're going to shorten the male parts of the tuning slides. Now, one of the things that I will do, which is a one step up on this horn, is I'm going to reverse this top tube whenever I put that slide back together so that we can use thumb slide on it, and it helps with the intonation on certain notes to be able to kick that out. I'm going to try to keep this as simple as I can and as straightforward as I can. The first video you need to watch in the process is stripping everything off the horn. The old finish, that is. You really got to get that off before you start trying to work on it, and that video explains how and why. And then the first real test is going to be taking this thing apart and only taking apart the things that we need to take apart, which basically ends up being almost everything. Get a good torch. Got this torch, Benzomatic from Lowe's, I believe. Home Depot probably has them. Don't get the little pin torches, that's a pain in the behind. It'll take you forever and it'll be crappy. And the quality, very high quality solder that I'm going to use. This is the Stay Bright. I got this thing off of eBay. It seems a little expensive, but it is really high quality solder. It has a tremendous holding strength, and it stays bright, so you don't have to worry about getting that ugly tarnished looking connections if you happen to have a little solder bleed out where you can see it. Say for instance, like where this was put back on, you can see where the solder showed up a little bit on the sides. If you use the Stay Bright, it'll stay silver looking and is not as bad looking as that turns black like the real plumbing solder. It also comes with this little tube of flux which is an acid flux. It's a really, really good flux. The only downside of that is it will rust carbon steel, so you have to keep your tools away from it. As a matter of fact, I ended up having to go and buy me a new set of pliers because the other ones had gotten to the point where they wouldn't open and close. And I got the cheapest thing they had at, where did I go to get this? Home Depot. They were like $3. Plus these ceramic tiles, I just got whatever they had, the cheapest thing they had on sale, because that's going to be to protect your surface from the heat that you're going to be putting out with the torch. You don't want to start any fires. And that'll about do it. If you watch the series from beginning to end before you start, you'll have a good idea of what you're going to do and why you're going to do it. And you'll see that everything that you need to know is going to be in the videos. So once you start, you're going to have your whole path set out for you. Now, the only suggestion I have, please, do not try to do too much at one time. I've made that mistake in learning how to do this, and you're going to mess up something if you try to do too much at one time. Do it in little bits and pieces. You got to really want to go after it and do it. Don't do it when you're tired. You really have to think through your processes. And once you get finished, you really have a nice instrument. Now you can see on eBay they charge anywhere from $400 to $500 to do this conversion that I'm going to show you how to do. And there's a little bit of skill involved in it, and there's a lot of time involved in it, but nothing that you can't do yourself if you take your time and watch the videos. Now, I started this whole process with a very cheap $50 range Olds trumpet that was basically worn out, just to learn how to do it. But I figured out pretty much all the difficulties that you're going to come across. So if you really want to skip ahead and just try to do this for real on a good quality horn, I don't think you're going to have that much of a problem. The only hard part really is the soldering, and I can show you a couple of little tricks and things that you need to watch for with the soldering. It makes it a lot easier. Now, the thing is, if you start out with one of the cheap horns, when you get done, you're going to have spend a lot of time on something that's not really that great. Once you start losing the compression, then you're going to have intonation problems and all that, just like any other trumpet. Once it's wore out, it's wore out. You got to pay to have it rebuilt. So I've worked my way up to this one. I think I paid like $150 for it. Slides all popped really strong. It's in good shape. And when I get finished with this, it's going to be a keeper. At least I plan on keeping it. Depends on what the wife says. I may end up having to sell it, but we'll see. I'm not going to have much money in this. I think altogether with the supplies that I purchased, maybe $30 outside of what I paid for the horn. So really it's not going to end up costing me that much. By the time I'm done, I'll have maybe at the most $200 into this horn, and it's going to be a good $600-700 horn. Don't forget that if you paid somebody to do this, you would have to buy the horn, and you would definitely want to make sure you got a good one, and then pay for all the shipping and turning around, sending it back and forth to them. So really about the cheapest you can get away with doing this if you don't do it yourself. It's about $600. Doing it yourself, I think you're going to have a little bit more intimate relationship with the horn, and you're going to learn a lot about how the horn works. Basically what we're doing is we're taking a B flat and we're going to make this entire horn sharp by a whole pitch from B flat to B natural to C. So we're going up a whole pitch, and there's basically nothing more to it than that. You just got to know how much stuff to shorten by how much and where. And that's what my videos are going to end up showing you. So take your time, look through the videos. For any reason you have questions, I'm going to have an email account set up for it. Just this. It's going to be trumpetworkbench@gmail.com. And I'll try to answer any questions. The only thing that I'm using on this horn that didn't come with it is this, which I picked up on eBay. I think I paid like maybe $8 or $9 for it, free shipping. You watch for these things, they come and go. And that's it. We're going to do this as basic and straightforward as we can, with as little extracurricular as we can. I just couldn't pass up that thumb slide. I found that you really do need it. So have fun, take your time, don't get stressed. Go through the series, watch what you have to do a couple of times before you try it on your own. Thank you, and subscribe and like it. You subscribe, you get notified if I post new stuff. Thank you.